Welcome to this week's Hanging with Herky. We're in another small town, Indiana.
Not really. We're in Shiloh, South Carolina.
And South Carolina can mean one thing. Our friends the Gerths are here, and boy does Tom have a day planned for us, and Susan packed lunch.
We have no idea what's going to happen today, but we're in for the adventure.
So Shiloh, South Carolina is the home to
Dizzy Gillespie, jazz trumpeter.
So we are going to go by his birthplace and show you this town. Come on. No idea that Dizzy's real name is John Burks Gillespie. Did you know that? You probably did. This is a music major right here.
First of all, it's Gillespie.
See? See what I mean? She knows everything.
So something that's really cool about him is, if you didn't know where Dizzy came from, is that when he started playing with Charlie Parker, he was known for being one that was always joking around, and they said he did a lot of horseplay, so they started calling him Dizzy. So
there you go.
He is he kind of started the genre of bebop, and Night in Tunisia is one of the jazz pieces that you might be familiar with.
So what's the horn called, do you know?
I don't know if there's a special name for it, but he's the only trumpeter I have ever known who put his, and he's known for the
big cheeks.
He's known for
so
that.
This is the theater on the green, and this is actually an old theater. It was built in 1920, and Dizzy Gillespie actually used to work here. He was essentially a bouncer, so he got caught sneaking into the theater one time, and the theater owner realized that he was so good at it that he'd probably be good at keeping people out. The theater itself is, you can notice there's doors on either side, and this was back in the days of segregation, and the blacks would have to go in the side doors and the whites would go in the center door. So obviously don't have that anymore, thank goodness.
Hey, we're outside the Shiloh Town Hall here. It was built in 1858. It's really interesting in that what they did was the masons were actually using the upper floors here. So they built these stairwells that go up to this top, where the masons could use the top and the town could use the bottom. Tom and I are just admiring this building. So from a distance, and really when I was standing across the street from it, I thought it was stone. But if you look at the detail, this is actually wood, and it's carved to look like stone. And you look at the glass, you can see the waviness in it, so it's really old glass. This building is made out of wood, which is just really surprising to us. So just outside of town, on the edge of town, is the birthplace of Dizzy Gillespie. Now, his house is no longer here, but they've got this nice little park commemorating his life. Interesting thing about Dizzy Gillespie is he performed for 8 presidents, from Eisenhower all the way up to George Bush. He had many honors down through the years, and they've got this nice little park here celebrating his life. Let's take a look inside. I really like this park. One of the things that they have here is they have this sculpture here that depicts the famous trumpet that Dizzy Gillespie played. He was known for playing an upturned trumpet, and as Susan said, he also had those big cheeks that used to puff out when he played. And you know, I can remember as a kid watching him and seeing him on different television shows. It was quite interesting, and just loved the music. And so it's kind of fun coming here and seeing this park where his house once stood, and the birthplace of Dizzy Gillespie. Over here at Shiloh State Park, just out of Shiloh, South Carolina, They've got these cabins that are built here now. These are original cabins, or most of them are original cabins from the CCC. I want to take you over here and show you this little medallion that's on the door certifying that. So look at this medallion here. Civilian Conservation Corps, 1933 through 1942. So this is an original cabin. We're laughing, having a lot of fun with Nancy here.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So I got to show you what happened. So we started down this boardwalk here, and we spotted this piece of plastic or whatever it is, and Nancy thought it was a snake, and I picked it up and started going over towards her, and she started screaming to the top of her lungs. We woke up the whole park. So, hon, it's not really a snake.
I see that
Yeah,
now.
it's just a piece of plastic.
It was coiled up over in the weeds.
It was.
Yes, you should have taken a picture of it coiled up and everybody would agree.
Yeah, nature at its finest here. It's just a piece of plastic laying on the trail.
It's like a shoestring or something.
All right, we got to keep walking. Oh, we're having a great time here walking on this boardwalk that just kind of circles the lake here. What's the name of this lake, Tom?
Lake Juniper.
Lake Juniper. So you can get on the boardwalk here and walk on. So since we had the little false snake attack, Nancy is, she's ready to move on. She's got
moving.
this in her head that there's a snake.
Yeah, she's moving pretty fast up there.
so Tom happened to mention something, and she thought that he said water moccasin. And so this is on her mind now. She wants off of this boardwalk. We're gonna just kind of circle the lake here and walk around and look. Pretty cool. So I got this really cool idea. I'm gonna go down here and show you what the dam looks like from the bottom side on the spillway. I better pay attention to what I'm doing because I'm walking down through here so I don't fall and break my neck on camera. Look at those crazies up there. They weren't brave enough to walk down here to the spillway. Tom is saying that he's never seen the water running this high. Pretty cool, but it's very noisy today. Look what I found on the trail. Turkey is going to be so jealous that I found this little puppy.
So after our snake scare, we walked the rest of the boardwalk over here to the campground. Right on the lake, only 22 sites. Great location.
So we wanted to share our formerly undiscovered campground with Ed and Nancy because it's one of our favorites. It's 45 minutes from our house, but it's not undiscovered anymore.
As nothing ever stays that way, does it?
True.
Okay, we've ended our time here in Chewie State Park and Shiloh.
Shiloh. Nancy keeps mispronouncing it. Chewy.
What is it?
It's Shiloh.
Shiloh State Park. So after the snake incident, I happened to fall on the
boardwalk.
Have a nice little souvenir, and I was a good girl and didn't cry. I got a sticker.
So now we're gonna head to the pharmacy and get some bandages for Nancy's hand.
For my hand.
All right, here we go. So right now we made our way over to the Sandhill State Forest, and Tom knows that I really like CCC structures.
And this is one of the nicest ones around here. It's not in real good condition, but it's really well built.
I think one of the things that's interesting is when you look at the beams in the building here, you can see that they're hewn by hand, and you got to think about every little mark that's in the beam there, how that, you know, some young man stood one day on top of this log and cut these out by hand. So really interesting thing here. We're looking at the fireplace and all this stonework in here. Wonderful work by the CCC. It's just really nice to look at and be appreciated. So over here is another smaller CCC structure. I'm gonna take a walk over here and take a look at it. It's not quite as big as the other one, but it's pretty cool. Whoop, there goes Jackson. Herky and Jackson are out here walking around with us. And yeah, we're just looking at things. Let's take a look at this structure over here. Wow, look at this cool structure. This is really neat. The stone that's in the middle of the thing. Tom just pointed out here. I want to show you something on this fireplace here. If you look here, look at this ironwork that's here, these little hoops and things like that. You think about that. So some young man forged this out and bent this and put that in place back in the day when the CCC was building all this. So it's fun to think about and look at, and just take a second, and if you look at the detail, you can really appreciate somebody's craftsmanship that they put into this. Okay, here we are again on our ramble through South Carolina here with Tom and Susan. And
show them this mountain Tom's got me walking up.
So we're in the Sandhills region of South Carolina, and we are going up Shiloh Mountain.
which is more like a hill.
Sugarloaf Mountain really isn't much of a mountain, but in these parts it kind of is. It's pretty flat down here.
So we're gonna try to keep Nancy from falling flat on her face as we go up through the thing.
Already did
You know, the
that.
good thing is we got Herky hooked to her and he's dragging her up the hill, so.
Oh, literally.
Herky's having a good time. He's plowing up this hill like there's nothing here, so. All right, onward we go, up to the top of.
Onward and upward.
Okay, Tom has redeemed himself from making me hike that mountain, and we're at McLeod Farms. I'm gonna go in. Come on, let's go see what they have. So if you're in the town of Macby, South Carolina, this is the place to come. I'll let you know tomorrow how good they are. Okay, we have ended our day here with Tom and Susan, and what better way than holy smoking.
Barbecue.
And it is good.
We're having a blast. What a great way to end a perfect day. Eat some barbecue. The dogs are at our feet, resting. They've had a good day. What do you guys think?
I think it's time to feed our faces.
I think you're right. Yes, it is. Yes.
Thanks for watching. We will catch you next week.
Bye
If you
now.
say something wrong, we'll just edit it out. Yeah. It's no big deal.
Or he sounds dumb. He edits a lot of me out.
I'm not
All
sure.
right. Chewie? Chewie? Chewie. What?
Shiraz.
Shira. K.
Chewie.
K. Shira. Shira.
Yeah, K Shiraz.
Shiraz.
Whatever will be, will be.
All right. In case you didn't know, Shiloh, South Carolina is the home of Dizzy. Blah, 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 blah. Easy for me to say. Chewie. In case you didn't know, Shiloh, South Carolina is the home to
Dizzy Gillespie, jazz trumpet player.
So there you go. We're gonna go by his hometown. Up. Oh yeah. Where are we parked at?
We're in Chewie State Park.
Okay. Okay, we've ended our time here in Chewie State Park and Shiloh.
Shira. Nancy keeps mispronouncing it. Chewie.
What is it?
It's Shira.
Shiloh State Park.
We're having a blast. What a great day to end We're having a blast. What a great way to end a perfect day.